Good morning students. So in the last video we have learnt about the generation of computer. So what do you mean by data and information and the components of computer. So in this video we are going to learn about the input device, output device and booting. So we are going to see three concepts: input device, output devices and booting. Okay. So let us first see the input devices. So there are many input devices. So what do you mean by input? So what are all the data or the values given to the system is called input. So there are many types of input devices available. In your book they have given 13 input devices. So let us see what are all them. Okay. So first keyboard. So as the name keyboard you know very well. So every system has keyboard and mouse. So we give the input through keyboard and mouse. So these two are the main and the basic and important component we are giving the input. Okay. So keyboard. So in keyboard you might have seen a keyboard. So what are all the keys? So there are alphabet keys and there are number keys. So alphabets from A to Z will be there and the numbers will be in the upper part of the alphabet, isn't it? So there will be from 0 to 9. So there will be numbers, and there apart from alphabet keys and number keys there will be arrow keys and then function keys F1, F2, F3 up to F12 or like that. You will be having the function keys, you will be having the arrow keys, enter key, caps lock, scroll down, scroll up, and then there are many keys are available in a keyboard. Maximum and general a keyboard will be having 108 keys. Okay. So and the next one is the mouse. So as you know very well, mouse you will be giving the input. So that what type of input will be giving in mouse? In mouse we will be just selecting the options which are displayed in the system. Mainly in keyboard we will be typing the letters and we will be giving the input. We will be typing the characters, we will be typing the numbers like that. But in mouse it has the performance of click. Okay. So when more or many options are available in the monitor, using the mouse we will be clicking the particular option. So for that purpose only we will be having the mouse. Okay. So there are three types of mouse available. Okay. So the first one is the mechanical mouse, and the second one is the optical mouse, and the third one is the laser mouse. Okay. So there are three types of mouse: mechanical mouse, optical mouse and laser mouse. Okay. So what do you mean by mechanical mouse? Okay. So it was used in the year nearly 1948 or something. Okay. So in mechanical mouse means there will be a mouse in the down part will be having a ball like structure. Okay. When we move the ball on the surface, the cursor in the monitor will be accessed. Okay. So that one is the first mechanical mouse, but nowadays we are not using it. From it was used in the early generations. Okay. So now we are using the optical mouse. So in optical mouse we will be having one beam light, we will be having one light. So when the light gets censored to the surface, we can use the mouse so that the arrow of the mouse will be, as we move the mouse on the surface, the arrow will be moved in the monitor. Okay. So at present we are using the optical mouse. So you might have seen when you are using the mouse there will be a red color light. So it will be when we are moving it you can see, if the red color light glows only the mouse is get active. Okay. And the third one is the laser mouse. So in the laser mouse, instead of the normal beam we will be using the laser beam. Okay. So in the light which has been seen is a laser light. So it can it is same as the optical mouse. The difference is it can be, the laser mouse can be used in the rough surface also. Okay. So in optical mouse we will be using in a smooth surface, but when it compared to laser mouse we can use in some rough spot of surface also we can use it. So there are three types of mouse: mechanical mouse, laser mouse and optical mouse. Okay. And the third one, scanner. Okay. So up to the keyboard and mouse you are very well versed in it. How you know how to operate them and how to give input, and you know how to gather information or click anything. Okay. The next one is the scanner. So scanner. So if you want to scan any particular images or any particular documents, So it is used using the scanner. So scanner means it is like a Xerox machine. The laser beam or any type of light will be passed on that. So it scans the text or images what you want to scan, and it takes the image as such as a input. Okay. So when you are scanning an image, it is gathered and it has been scanned and it is entered into the system. So it is an input. Okay. So scanner is an input device. And the next one, fingerprint scanner. Okay. So what do you mean by fingerprint scanner? So in biometric, you will be having the fingerprint. Okay. So in our school, you might have seen the staff will be keeping the finger on the biometric, isn't no? A green color light will be glowing there. So in such type of, it's also acts as an input. So at what time we are getting in, that is get it as an input. Okay, you get the particular biometric symbol as an input to the system. So that is the fingerprint scanner. So when we are, and you might have also seen when we are going to take photos for Aadhaar card, that time they will be asking you to keep your both thumb finger on a device, isn't no? So your both thumb finger has been taken as an input. It is taken as an input through fingerprint scanner. Okay. And the fifth one, retinal scanner. The same thing, when we are going to take Aadhaar card, a particular device will be going close to your eyes, so that they will be of your eye is called retina. So that device will gather the retinal, that is called the retinal scanner. So retinal scanner scans the retinal part of your eye. Okay. So that is retinal scanner. And the sixth one, trackball. So what do you mean by trackball? So it is the upside down of the mouse. Okay. In mechanical mouse, you will be having one ball at the bottom, but in the trackball, it will be having a ball on the upper part of the device. Okay. The device will not be moving, only the ball will be moving. Okay. So it is seems to be the upside down of a mouse, but the ball is on the upper part, and then like mouse will not be moving the entire mouse. Okay. In trackball, the machine will be as such, only there will be a mouse part like this. Okay. So when we are moving the ball alone upside, the arrow will be moving up. When we move the ball down, the arrow will be moving down. So the whole machine or whole component is not moved, but only the ball of the upper part is moved. Okay. So sometimes you might have seen a mouse with scroller mouse. Okay. So the trackball is similar to that, but instead of a scroller, you will be having a ball on the upper side. Okay. And the next one, light pen. So it is used to draw or pictures, images, or in the screen. By when we know the touch screen how it works, at the same time light pen is used to draw pictures or images using the monitor. Okay. So it gathers the light from the monitor in the tip of the light pen, so that it gets access through it, and when we draw, it gets the pixel of the monitor screen and it takes the image as such. Okay. So that is the light pen. It is also used as an input device. And next one, optical character reader. OCR, optical character reader. It is called common as OCR. So optical character reader. So this is used to recognize characters. So if you are having optical character readers, it is a device. So if you give, there will be a light. So in your book, if you put the light on a page of a book, the entire page will be taken as an input to the system. Okay. So if you are having a book, and if you are using optical character reader, you can scan that first page of a book and it can be saved. That is optical character reader. This device is used to read the characters of a page. Okay. And next, ninth one, barcode and QR code reader. So barcode reader. So when you went for shopping, you might have seen that one red light will be seen on the tag. In price tag, you will be having some one broad line, small line, and then very thin line and a broad line. Like this, you will be having a barcode in the price tag. So when the seller beams the light on it, so it will be, the price will be taken into the system, isn't no? So that is barcode reader. Okay. So this barcode has some values, it has been taken as the input. And what do you mean by QR code reader? quick response. QR means quick response. Okay. So, quick response code reader. So, in nowadays in your 11th standard and 12th standard books, I think you might also seen in the 10th standard books. Okay. So, there will be a QR code like this, and then like this small rectangular code, that will be a QR code. When you scan using the QR reader, the particular page will be, you can see what is the content they have given. Okay, that is the QR code reader, that is quick response. Okay, and the next one, voice input system. So, we are how many ways and how many devices are there to get input we are seeing. So, next one, voice input system. So, voice input system. So, we can have a mic. So, through that when we are speaking through a mic, the audio has been recognized and it has been given as an input to the system. Okay, in mobile we are speak now, we are using the Google now. In the same thing, the voice input system is used also in the system. And the next 11th one, digital camera. So, you know very well digital camera is used for, so if you want to take videos or if you want to give a live relay, it can be used using the digital camera. So, it also capture the images or capture the video and then gives us a input to the system. And the 12th one, touch screen. So, you know very well, so when there are many displays on ATM machines or in railway department and many machines, if you have the options will be displayed, if you click something, the particular part can be viewed, isn't it? So, that is touch screen. It is also an input. So, it will be asking us we are going to withdraw or you are going to put money. So, when we touch an option, it is taken as an input. Okay. And the 13th one, care. So, it is also similar to the keyboard thing, but it has many wires and keys. There are 4 to 50 keys something, not as keyboard. In keyboard, as I said, there might be 108 keys, but in normal, in care, there will be 4 to 50 keys, and it has, the keys are operated using the fingers. Okay. A picture will be shown in your book how the care is. So, there will be some pins and it will be operating using the fingers. Okay. So, that one is the care part. Okay. So, these are all the input devices. So, keyboard, mouse, scanner, fingerprint scanner, retinal scanner, trackball, light pen, optical character reader, barcode and QR code reader, voice input system, digital camera, touch screen and care. So, these are all the 13 input devices that are given in your book. So, the question is asked in this, they might have asked you to write any 5 input devices or explain any 7 input devices like that. So, at that time you can choose any among these 13, you can choose any 7 or any 5. How many numbers they have asked, you can choose anything which is known to you and you can write. Sometimes they might specify, explain the following input devices, care, touch screen, retinal scanner, fingerprint scanner. At that time you have to explain what they have asked. Okay. So, you be very well, it is very easy to you, you just go through it and go read once. So, it will be very clear to you. Okay. So, these are all the 13 input devices. So, as I said earlier, input devices are used for giving input. So, next we are going to see the output devices. So, next output device. So, we have seen input devices, now we are going to see output devices. So, what are all the output devices? So, as I said earlier, you know very well about the monitor. So, which give it from where we are seeing the output. Okay. So, there are also other output devices available. So, what are all the output devices are? First one, monitor. Second one, printer. And the third one, speaker. And the fourth one, and the fourth one, multimedia projector. Okay, so these are the 4 output devices. So, monitor, printer, speaker, multimedia projector and plotter. Okay. So here first one, monitor. So as you know very well, the output what we are processing we can see in through the monitor. So there are many types of monitor available. So the first one is the CRT monitor, that is cathode ray tube monitor, LCD monitor and LED monitor. Okay. So in monitor we are having CRT, that is cathode ray tube, and next one LCD, that is liquid crystal display, liquid crystal display, and then LED monitor, light emitted display. Okay. So these are all the three types of monitors. So cathode ray tube is the earlier version, that is in the previous types of TVs you might have seen there will be a projection beyond the screen. So there will be a screen like this, means there will be a projection like this at the back side of the monitor. So that is the cathode ray tube monitor. And the next one comes the liquid crystal display, that is LCD monitor. So that is only we are using it. And the third one is the LED, that is liquid emitted display monitor. Okay. So here we will be giving the in LED monitor a type of light has been used, and in LCD a liquid crystal will be there. It gets the input from this and it gives the color as per the request. Okay. So these are all the three types of monitor available. In the monitor, in the screen you will be having the images is displayed with the help of the pixel, that is picture element. Okay. So if you are having a screen like this and if you want to display a character L, okay, the L is displayed like this, but it is how it is displayed is the L is made up of many tiny dots. Okay. So these dots are called as pixel, that is picture element. Okay. So that is pixel we call it as, and the full form is picture element, that is the what are all the characters or images or the any picture what we are displaying in the screen, it is formed with the help of the pixel only, picture element, but it is not as much viewable to you, it is viewed as an image and character to ourselves. When we are seeing it, it is seen as an image or it is seen as a character, but it is made up of tiny dots called pixels. Okay. So the next one, next output device is printer. So you know very well, if you want to print anything or any document, we are using the printer. So in printer also there are types of printer. There are two types of printer, impact printer and non-impact printer. So there are two types, impact printer and non-impact printer. And in impact printer you will be again having one dot matrix printer and line matrix. Dot matrix printer and line matrix printer. So these two belongs to impact printer, and in non-impact printer you will be having two types, laser printer and inkjet printer. Okay. So in printer we are having two types, impact and non-impact. So what do you mean by impact printer? In impact printer we will be using that is the earlier version, like a typewriter it will be. So I think whether you know very well about the typewriter or not. So if you seeing a typewriter device, there will be a hammer like string. For each string and each alphabet will be assessed. So if you press a button, the particular hammer will go and touch on a ribbon. Okay, and then the particular character will be punched on the paper. Okay, so like this only the typewriter works. The same thing how the impact printer also works. Okay, but in typewriter the user we have to touch the key or press the key, then only the hammer will go and touch on the ribbon. Okay, but in the impact printer there will be a machine for it. So there are two types of printer, dot matrix and line matrix. It is none other than in dot matrix the number of characters per second is very less, but in line matrix we can print up to 100 lines per minute. Okay, so you can print 100 lines per minute, but in dot matrix printer you can print 1550 characters per second. Okay, so in dot matrix printer you can print 1550 characters per second, and in line matrix printer you can print 100 lines per minute. okay. And the next type of printer is non-impact printer. So nowadays we are using only non-impact printers, that is here either we use a light beam or we can use a particular light beam, or you can use particular ultra red rays like that, okay. You can generally we are using the laser beam for printing nowadays, okay. So non-impact printer, that is laser printer and inkjet printer. In non-impact printer we are having two types, laser printer and inkjet printer. In laser printer you will be using the laser beam, in inkjet printer you will be having the cartridge. So I think you must be very well known about that. So if you wanted to be monochrome is only white and black, okay. It means you can have only white and black cartridge. If you want to print in colors, then you can have the basic color components, magenta, cyan, blue, red, green, okay. Any cartridge what you want, you can fill it, and then as per the colors you have filled, the particular image will be printed, okay. So the laser means we are using laser beam, and in inkjet printer we will be using the cartridge, okay. So these are all the two types of printer, okay. In laser printer you can print up to 1 to 20 pages per minute, okay, and in inkjet printer you can print 100 pages per minute, right. So this is the two types of printers, impact and non-impact. In impact printers you will be having dot matrix and line matrix, and in non-impact you will be having laser and inkjet, okay. This is also one 5 mark questions that will be asked, that is explain printers, okay, in output device. So at that time you have to explain what is a printer, what are its types and how does it works, and what is the capacity of each type of printer, okay. And next one, speaker. So speaker, it is used to hear the voice, or it is used to hear the music. We can hear the music, or when you are playing on YouTube you can hear the dialogues, or you can hear the person who is what they are speaking. So for that purpose we will be using the speaker. So it is also an output device. And the next fourth one, multimedia projector. So projector, it is used to display the output in a huge screen, okay. So in your class you might have seen a smart board. So in this we are using the projector. So in railway departments, in schools and in many conferences we are using this multimedia projector to view the output in a huge screen. You can view it. And then fifth one is the plotter. So plotter, it is also used to output an image, so that it plots the image. As I said earlier, in monitor you will be having the pixel, no, at the same time image is plotted on the particular plotter. With the help of the plotter we can see a image, but it will not be as clear as the printed image, okay. So these are all the 5 output devices. So first, the most we are using and very common is monitor, and next one printer, speaker, multimedia projector and plotter. So these are all the 5 output device. Sometimes they may ask you to explain the printer alone, sometimes they may ask you to explain the output devices. So as per the mark of the question, and then you have to explain the types of devices, okay. So next we are going to see booting. So in this chapter, from the first we have learnt about the generation of computer, what is data and what is information, what is components of a computer, and then we have learned input devices and output devices, and the last one is the booting. So with this chapter gets over. So next we are going to see booting. So next concept is booting. So what do you mean by booting? So when you are switching on the system, there will be, and when you switch on the power supply, all the components of the system has to start working, is it no? So the first OS, the operating system, give the access to all the components of the computer, so that they can start their work. So at that time there are 2 types of booting may happen. So first one is cold booting and the second one is warm booting. First one is cool booting and the second one is warm booting. So what do you mean by this is, so first when you initiate a system to start working, so first the system is off without power supply, so we are entering into it and you are switching on the power supply, and the first you are starting the system. At that time when the all the components will start to work now. So that is called cold booting. Okay, cold booting or hot booting. Cold booting or hot booting. That is, all the components has to check whether all of them are connected and all the process are ready, and our read only memory gives the access to all the components to get started. So that one is the cold booting, and the second one is the warm booting. So warm booting or soft booting. When this happens is when you restart a computer, when you are working it and some things there will be some distractions. So when you restart a computer, so again you need not to check whether all the components are active or in the same position, like that you no need to check. So that time the system gets started to work. Okay, that is called warm booting or soft booting. Okay, so when you first initiate the system what type of booting is performed? Cold booting or hot booting is performed. When you restart a computer, the warm booting or soft booting process happens. Okay, so this is the two types of booting in booting process. Okay, so in this chapter we have learnt about this is the chapter 1. So in unit 1 you are having 5 chapters, but this is the chapter 1. So this is the general basic purpose of the computer. So what are all the generation of computer, what are all the components of computer, what is an input device, what is an output device, and you have also learned the two types of booting. With this the first chapter gets over. Okay. So thank you students.